What is up, everybody? Welcome once again to the Unrelated Sports Podcast after a week off. I'm Andy McConnell. He is Cody Allstat. And Cody, how are we doing?
I'm doing good. I'm got a little bit of a cold going on, so that sucks. But other than that, things are going good. Texas is in the SEC championship. I'm excited about that. Dolphins, I don't want to talk about.
Oh, don't worry. We'll talk about them. Don't you worry.
Yeah.
That's good.
Found out we're having a boy.
Oh, hey, that's the biggest news here on the podcast here.
Yeah. Turkey Day was good. Ate too much. Had a really lazy day. I did not get a nap in.
I didn't either.
Close.
Surprisingly. Yeah, I was close a couple times, but no, didn't. No nap needed at all. Hey, I finally watched Dumb and Dumber. You'll be happy.
Yeah.
You're proud of me.
I would be proud of you if you didn't have terrible movie taste.
I just said I didn't think it was that good of a movie. I didn't think it was that
You're
fun.
wrong. You're just wrong. You're just wrong.
I mean, aren't I allowed to have an opinion on the matter?
Not on something like that. Not when it's such a terrible take.
I mean, I don't think it's that terrible of a take.
It's awful.
I've had worse.
It's awful.
I have had worse.
You've had worse, but not much worse.
Okay,
I can't think of one offhand. I know you've had terrible takes, but I would take your food takes over. Not liking Dumb and Dumber. That's anti-American.
I didn't really laugh a lot. I maybe laughed like 2 or 3 times during that movie. It was meh.
I'm going to let you know that I'm going to eventually watch Bill and Ted, and I am going to pick it apart.
Go ahead.
I am going to destroy that movie.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Out of spite.
Okay, that's fine.
Even if I do like it, you will never know.
Good to know. I'm still going to watch that probably tomorrow night. Just because
sounds like a terrible. Just so you know, IMDb, Shat the Movie, and Rotten Tomatoes and Flickster all have Dumb and Dumber as a higher rated movie than Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Yeah, and those are audience scores, not just the critic scores. Audience, meaning the people like it better.
Hey, there's only one audience that matters, and that's me, for my movie taste.
No.
Well, yeah, because, I mean, if I don't like it, why would I watch
Andy, because of this, you're going to be watching that movie alone.
What movie?
Burn. Any of them.
Oh.
If you can't like Dumb... I'm sorry.
That's all right. I mean, we are friends after all, so you have to...
I have a little bit. I need to.
I mean, I guess I kind of did after Thanksgiving night anyway, just a little bit. But we'll dive into that after a little bit.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay, so we really don't have a lot of non-football stuff to talk about. I'm just gonna preface that right now. However, just one thing: Iowa, the men's basketball team, did win on a buzzer beater against Northwestern.
I saw that. They actually didn't. Iowa kind of fell apart in the second half. It looked like they were.
Yes, they did. A Fred McCaffrey special, but
10 at half.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah.
And then even at the end of the game was really, really, really stupid. And they somehow Josh Dix chucked up a 3 and nothing but nylon. One of the best sounds that I just love hearing when the ball hits nothing but the bottom of the net. It's always a cool sound. But
it's a cool thing to see. Basketball's stupid, but
that's your opinion.
Sweet. Women's basketball's fine.
It's more of a pure brand of basketball, in all honesty. I mean, compared to what the men's game has evolved into. But
kind of like golf is kind of more pure with women. But it's a pure sport. It's kind of hard to but it's just a much more sound product with the women, I think.
Like it's more of a finesse game per se, where the men's game, I mean, it's like what Tiger did for years is you just overpower the course.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know, who knows, Cody? Maybe by this time next week, we might actually have some breaking golf news, but that's
hopefully. There's the rumor mills are going.
Yeah. In more ways than one. So we'll see what we have next week. Do you have a Wrexham update for us?
Yeah, they won today. Actually, they didn't have a game Saturday, but they did have a game today against a team that people confuse with Wrexham a lot. They're actually Wroxham.
Oh,
so
okay.
It's WROX. I think that's just like their nickety name, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
But like the thing I saw was the team that people mistake for Wrexham. But yeah, they won 1-0. Keeps Wrexham at second in the table. But they also have I think they have one less game played than the team above them, and like 2 or 3 but less or more games than the team below them.
Okay.
So take it all with a grain of salt. You don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, but at least they got the wins in the bank.
Yes,
on there, because that's
they do.
So, okay.
Yep.
Well, I guess without further ado, I mean, again, not a lot going on otherwise in the rest of the sporting world. So we go from food to...
Wait.
Go ahead. What?
The wrestling season, there's Cliff Keen Invitational is this weekend. There's a lot of big names at that one. No, Iowa's not, but there's a lot of former Iowa wrestlers and like Penn State's there. It'll be a really good. It's probably become the second hardest, other than maybe the Big Tens. I'd say it's the hardest open tournament.
Okay.
In college wrestling, so that's this weekend. That'll be fun. Sorry, but now you can go on.
Oh no, it's all good. So I was just gonna say, so we move from, before you talk about wrestling, we move from football to, do you want to talk about football?
Thought you'd never ask.
Oh, Cody, we have places to talk about this week.
Yes. We'll start with the college world, huh?
Yeah, rivalry week. Oh boy, it lived up. It lived up to the hype.
It really did. One, I did let Andy know that I gave him some information that the oldest trophy tournament happened this week. That is Arizona and Arizona State.
That's true.
Shocking.
For years, this is not no bias, no homerism. I legitimately thought it was the old Oak and Bucket game between Indiana and Purdue. I was wrong.
Which I believe that's an older game, but
okay, just
trophy
game. Okay,
yes. I read this game. The trophy came in 1899, which Arizona wasn't even a state.
Dang.
It's the Territorial Cup. Yeah, Arizona State walloped Arizona, I believe.
Yeah, Arizona's bad. Arizona State's playing for a Big 12 championship game.
They are.
And they put the Triton in the middle of the field, and that was a theme of the weekend.
Yeah, that didn't work out well sometimes.
No, we'll get there. Okay, so Arizona's in the Big 12 championship game. They will be playing the Iowa State Cyclones.
Which Iowa State's rivalry game sucks.
Farmageddon against K-State.
Yeah,
it has a cool name, but yeah, there's
the rivalry isn't there. It's not that big of a rivalry.
No.
I mean, I get it. Some teams just don't have it, or like their biggest rivalry is Iowa. Like,
oh yeah,
hands down. So that's early in the season. They're not going to get that kind of pageantry late in the season. Not until ever.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're going to get it.
But, yeah, now Iowa State beats K-State, and now they play Arizona State for the Big 12 championship in a shot at the college football playoff.
Which is shocking.
Nuts. So we got that. Big Ten title game will be Oregon after they took care of business. When the heck did they beat? Washington, I believe. It was against Penn State, who, after falling behind early, they came back and throttled Maryland.
Yes, they were down 7-3, and then they won by a lot.
Yeah, and Maryland's coach was upset because Penn State was quote unquote running up the score with their backups, which again these are third, fourth string guys. These are walk-ons. Let the kids play.
Yep, I agree.
And again, because we saw a video that was shared to us. I think Khaled shared it to us. Where James Franklin was saying, but Maryland had in their ones and they still couldn't stop them. So
and they were, and it's a different story if Maryland was running wasn't trying to score anymore.
Yeah.
Too, and they were still trying. They couldn't, but I mean that makes a difference.
Yeah. So Penn State is in the Big Ten championship game. Cody, who is out of the Big Ten championship game?
Well, a lot of teams, but
that's true.
Ohio State.
Yeah.
I'm hoping they the $20 million team.
Yeah. They laid an egg again.
Yeah. I saw it was the first time since 1997 that an unranked Michigan beat a top 25 ranked Ohio State.
Dang.
So that's quite a time frame. That's 27, 28 years.
Yeah. I did not see that coming at all because
Nope.
Michigan is bad this year. Really bad.
Yes.
But that wasn't the biggest news from the game. Was it now?
There was some theatrics.
So, Cody, if you've watched The Big Bang Theory, right?
Yep.
Okay, so you know how Sheldon and Amy have a segment called Fun with Flags?
Yes.
So, that was the theme of the weekend in college football because, boy, oh boy, were teams having fun planting flags on other teams' fields.
They sure were. Some teams didn't like it.
No, because Michigan did that. Ohio State did not like that.
They did not. There was cops there. There was
pepper spray.
Pepper spray. Yeah, it got ugly. Which I don't know if you know this, but this Michigan team, like last year too, they had some issues with that. What was that 2 years ago? They got in the big brawl with Michigan State too.
Ooh, yeah. So yeah, it's kind of funny when the shoe's on the other foot.
Yeah.
Now I gotta ask, what are your thoughts on the planting of flags at midfield? Because I mean, like, didn't Oklahoma do it to Ohio State once upon a time?
Yeah, Baker Mayfield did it, I believe.
Oh, it was Baker. Yeah, okay. I couldn't remember if it was Baker or not. So yeah.
Yeah, it's college football. It's fun. I don't have an issue with it, I guess.
I don't either. Let kids be kids.
Yeah. Have fun. It's kind of like me rizzing you about having terrible movie takes. It's just part of the fun.
It's all fun. Yeah. And again,
I mean, I hate you, but
thanks, Cody. I love you. But if you have a problem with it, there's I don't know. There's an easier way to maybe go about it than just having the cops involved or tearing apart the flag or whatever.
I think, was it Al Davis used to say it?
Just win, baby.
Just win, baby.
Yeah, it's not that hard, especially when you're 20-plus point favorites at home.
Playing with something to play for.
Yeah.
Michigan is just playing to be the thorn in the side of Ohio State.
Yep.
And that's awesome. I love it. Like, that's...
See, here was the problem for me at the end of that game. I hate Michigan so much. I didn't know what I wanted, but I wanted chaos a little bit, I guess, and an outside chance for Indiana to get into the Big Ten title game. So that's why I was kind of rooting, I guess, for Michigan. But
you're a big Maryland fan, huh?
I was. But then when that wasn't going to happen, I was just hoping for Indiana to kick the living daylights out of Purdue, and they did.
Boy, you got your wish. Don't take the under, right, Catman?
Yeah. Yeah, the unders are never a safe bet in college football.
Unless it's Iowa.
In a snow game, well, even the Iowa under of late has been touchy. But yeah, a snow game. Purdue only won one game all year. I saw a stat that if Purdue had been spotted 35 points in every game, they would have still finished 6-6 this year. That's how you get fired.
That's not good.
No,
that's not good.
That's how your coach gets fired. So they
has he been fired yet?
Yeah, he got fired either this morning or yesterday, one of the two.
Okay.
So yeah, the bucket's back in Bloomington. So it was fun. I had fun.
Yes, that's a stomping.
So those were stompings. Some people might have thought Georgia Tech was going to be a stomping.
Whoo!
What a game!
That was fun. I wish it would turned out a little bit different, but
yeah,
it was a lot of fun. Georgia Tech dominated the most of the game, but I will say Carson Beck looked better in the second half of that game than I've ever seen him play. That was the best football I've ever seen from him.
Same. He actually looked like the guy who people were saying was going to be a top 5 quarterback.
Yeah, looked like the Heisman favorite coming in, or he was maybe not the favorite, but he was a top.
Yeah,
he was a Heisman finalist.
Yeah. So yeah, he looked good, but Georgia Tech has the ball up with 2 minutes left. I think up a touchdown. That's what it was. And I think there should have been targeting.
Definitely should have been a targeting.
They hit on Georgia Tech's quarterback. It's textbook where defender lowers the crown of the helmet, and it's more not even if he makes contact with the head. It's or like a helmet hit. It's more to protect the player from himself.
Yeah,
and because I've seen somebody there was a Clemson linebacker that got tossed out of the national championship because of that. Because he hit, I think, maybe it wasn't the Natty, maybe it was the semifinal because he hit Justin Fields in the back.
Okay.
Like head down and everything, and got tossed. It's supposed to protect the player from himself, and it did not do that.
Yeah, it was definitely a missed call.
But then the fun happened.
Now, I know you and I have the same opinion on this, but we're going to throw it out there anyway. Was it Georgia got the ball first overtime? First?
Yes.
And they had a little bit of a drive, score a touchdown, kick the extra point.
Easy. Yeah.
I think Georgia Tech had like a 1 play or 2 play.
Yeah, 1 or 2 play. Yeah. And then they also kicked the extra point.
Which, going in college football, the second overtime you have to start going for 2. Mm-hmm. Second and third you go for 2, and then it's just 2-point plays. I think if you're the opposing team, especially that was in Georgia or
Yep.
in Athens.
Yep.
You go for the win. And you're Georgia Tech. Nobody's faulting you for losing that game.
Nope. Especially when you had been kind of dominating the game basically throughout. So, you know what you
throw
do?
Your best play out there, go for 2.
Your craziest trick play known to man. And then
bada
bing, bada boom, there you go. But instead, they kicked the extra point. Then the teams trade touchdowns and both failed 2-point conversions, I think, on the second overtime. And then they go to the stupidest rule in college football. I hate it.
The 2-point.
Starting the third overtime, you just run 2-point plays.
Yeah. It was a lot.
What's even more idiotic, though, is that they make them change ends of the field. Like, I don't quite get that.
It is funny, though. Just watching these big men that are just dying out there.
I mean, it'd be like in a hockey shootout that they just keep switching ends of the ice. Like, I mean, the goalie's already in their own pad, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. And then, Georgia ends up prevailing in the 8th overtime. Dang. So close.
It was so fun, though.
So
by the end of it, though, I was just like, just somebody finish this because I need to go to bed.
Yep, same here, because that was running way too late for early morning Saturday. So Georgia's prize, they get to play Texas in the
SEC championship.
Now, how does Texas look against A&M?
They drove the ball really well. Stupid. They made a lot of stupid mistakes. They got behind a lot of penalties. They got behind the sticks a lot. They got to the point where they were playing not to lose. They were just protecting their lead, and they almost blew it. I mean, now Arch Manning did have their first touchdown.
That's what I was going to ask you. Did they draw up something for Arch that opening drive or whatever?
It was like their second or third drive. But yeah, he made something happen with his legs. Dove for it. At first, it was not called a touchdown. Then after further review, it was a touchdown, and it was pretty fun on the left sideline.
The rare Manning who can actually move.
Yep, just like Peyton. Nope.
No, just like he. Nope.
Nope.
Nope. Maybe like Archie, like Grandpa. Grandpa could run.
I don't know. Could he?
He could move a little bit. I've seen some old highlights.
That was back before athletes played, though.
Yeah, but he played for the Saints when they were the Aints, and he had to run for his life basically the whole time.
I believe that. He wasn't a fantastic NFL quarterback, was he? He was kind of a
no. Yeah, I mean stats wise, I don't think he was bad. He just played for bad teams.
Okay.
So, how are we feeling about Texas Georgia Part 2?
Our defense can shut them down. They did it last time. I know the score didn't look like it, but that was more offensive blunders. We'll see what Sark can do, because I've seen Sark draw up some stuff, and I think a second shot at him. Texas is favored by 2.5.
Interesting. Maybe that's just because how Georgia's kind of came down in the last few weeks.
And just, I mean, Texas can look at Georgia Tech's playbook, what they did. They can look. There's a few games they can draw some conclusions from of what to do against them. So that'll be interesting.
Well, I'm curious to see how Carson Beck, building off of that second half from last week, how he looks.
Yeah.
So winner of that will host or will get a bye in the college football playoff. The loser is probably going to end up hosting Indiana, in all honesty. Because I saw the projected bracket right now and it has Georgia hosting Indiana. So that's great. That's great. I don't know who I'd rather take my chances on. Tennessee. That's who I want. That's the SEC team I want. I don't want either of those two.
I hear ya. SEC looks the three teams that deserve to make it from the SEC look very good. The fourth there's probably two options of a fourth team that could make it.
Oh, if it's
Alabama or Ole Miss,
I wouldn't want to play Bama. I've seen them before playing with house money.
But that was also with Nick Saban as head coach.
That is true.
They are.
I could just see them going on a run. It could be stupid.
I could see that too, but at the same time, all of those teams that did that with Nick Saban were one-loss teams, that lost.
That is true.
One or two, maybe.
Yeah.
Not a three.
Yeah. So, the reason Ole Miss or Bama might be fighting for the last spot is because the Miami Hurricanes
can't get out of their own way.
No, they're like the cat with 9 lives, and I think they used up 20 of them along the way.
Yeah, early in the season, they were skating by and some stuff that.
Yeah. So then, fast forward to this past Saturday, they're up 21-0 at Syracuse, and Kyle McCord balled out, Syracuse's quarterback, and Miami choked.
Yeah,
they didn't win.
Nope.
So now, because of that, not only are they not in the ACC championship game, which will be SMU and Clemson, they're currently not in the college football playoff field. So, yeah, that's not good. That's bad.
Nope. Cam Ward's Heisman hope.
Yep, it's gone. It's just
Bye-bye.
It's going to be. It's either It's either Travis Hunter or Ashton Genty, and I really hope it's Genty.
I hope it's Genty. I really do too.
Won't be. It's not going to be, but because don't get me wrong, Travis Hunter is one of probably the better players in college football this year. But when you're just going pure stats on stats, his wide receiving stats aren't great, especially when they're trying to stat pad at the end of their game against Oklahoma State. And his defensive stats are meh.
They're okay.
Yeah, they're not Heisman worthy by any means.
No,
it's just the fact that he's playing both ways.
Yep.
Which is why, so by that metric, if he plays both ways next year, he should be the MVP then of the National Football League. I mean, in all honesty, it's only fair.
As long as he's playing special teams too, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, maybe it can be Baltimore's new kicker.
Ooh.
Too soon. So, and speaking of Genty, that's this little, we got 2 more conference championship games to go over. So, or at least the ones that matter. I love Army Tulane, but that one has no playoff implications.
Yep.
Boise State UNLV. Winner of that's going to the playoff, which is
crazy.
Nuts. I'm hoping it's BYU because then, or not BYU, Boise State, because actually Indiana's ahead of Boise State, so even if they get beat, okay, good. I think we're in then. Sorry, I'm looking at their rankings right now, and I'm just trying to think of the chaos scenario where Indiana doesn't get in, but I think they're basically locked in now. But I mean, UNLV's playing good ball.
That's still crazy to think of Indiana making the playoffs after last year's 3 win?
Yeah, it was bad. We don't talk about last year. It was bad. We only had 2 good years under Tom Allen, and one of them was 2020, so that one doesn't count.
That was with Penix, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Until he got hurt again against Michigan State. But so Boise State, Ashton Genty is I think he's 300 something yards away from breaking Barry Sanders' all-time single-season record, which is nuts. Which again should give him the Heisman.
100%.
But also UNLV's story's kind of nuts because they lost their starting quarterback after the first game because he had the transfer portal.
That's right. Yeah, I forgot all about that.
Did they lose their running? Was it their running back too? They lost a couple other big.
He didn't enter the transfer portal. He just said he was done playing for them and entering it. He basically just said, "All right, well." It was 3 weeks in, wasn't it? He played really good.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Well, my stock's never been higher. I quit, and I'm going to go to a team that'll pay me."
Mm-hmm.
And joke's on him. Now that team could be playing in the playoff.
That is nuts. That is.
I forgot all about that.
Yeah, good old NIL in college football. It's great for the sport.
Not ruining it at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, we got college football back though.
That is true. We got the college football video game. That's all that matters. So we got that game, which is basically winner goes to the playoff, loser goes home. I would assume. And then the other interesting one, it's the last one, is SMU against Clemson for the ACC title.
Yeah.
If Clemson wins, obviously they're in.
Yes.
But if SMU loses, are they in? This is the true. Okay, how much does a conference championship, the Power 4 conference championships, how much do they actually matter?
Wait, what about the Pac-12?
Pac-2, never die. But so if SMU loses, are they penalized big and they fall out or not? I don't know. That's going to be the committee's probably hoping that SMU wins just so they don't have to answer that question.
Yeah, I'm sure they are. It's going to be really interesting. There's going to be the whole idea of 12 teams was so that people weren't getting left out, but there's still going to be somebody left out.
Yeah, I mean, you knew it was going to happen. It's why Miami fans currently have a gripe because they're below Bama. It's
yeah. The only I think the only option now is to make it 132 team or
134. Yep.
134. Let's do 134 team playoff at the end of the season. Play our regular season, then do let's get it going.
Okay, just play games every day. I mean, it's totally safe football wise. So I mean, it's not a dangerous sport or anything. So
no.
I mean, the NFL it seems to think so. So they're by doing that. So Cody, speaking of the NFL, is there anything else you want to touch on college wise? Because I think we touched on a lot. Bucket. Indiana won the bucket. That makes me happy. But also,
just so you know, obviously it comes with a grain of salt because they haven't played it in a long time. But Quinn Ewers is the first Texas quarterback to beat A&M, Oklahoma, and Arkansas in the same season since Colt McCoy, maybe.
Nice. Nice. Shout out to Colt McCoy. He's an actor now.
He is an actor.
Yeah. Not bad. Actually, his commercials, I'm going to be honest, they're not bad. Not great, but not bad.
No, you can tell he's not an actor. He's a football player.
Yeah. Kind of like Matt Eberflus was an actor of a head coach, and I don't think he was actually one.
No, he was not a good one.
No. So, Cody, should we dive into the Thanksgiving Day slate of the National Football League?
No. All right. Yeah, let's go for it.
Okay. Well, as you know, before everybody got all their food on Thanksgiving, and even a little bit when they were getting their food, we're watching the Bears and the Lions.
It's a Thanksgiving tradition of watching the Lions lose football.
Yeah, and they tried.
They definitely tried. They gave it their all.
Yeah, because Caleb Williams was bad in the first half. Very bad in the first half. Second half, he looked like the number 1 overall pick.
Yeah.
Until about 30 seconds left.
Yeah.
So should we just dive into that?
Yep. Let's go for it. Everybody knows the Lions prevailed because the time ran out on the Bears, who were staging a comeback to at least tie it.
Yeah. Down 3, under 40 seconds left, still have a timeout left. It's second down. Caleb Williams.
Just so you know, they still have that timeout left.
Yep, I think Matt Eberflus is still holding on to it. But, like 2 plays before that, Caleb Williams missed a wide open, I think it was DJ Moore on a little drag route. It was going to be a walk-in touchdown. So then, insert second down, or we fast forward to second down. Williams gets sacked. You can't take a sack there. That's the one thing you can't do. And he gets sacked with like 33 seconds left, somewhere in that ballpark. And tick.
Getting people lined up, directing people.
Yep.
15 seconds left.
Yep, still tick. We get to 5 seconds.
Snaps the ball.
Yep. And in all honesty, if Roma Dunze is running a little bit harder, running like more of a corner route, that's actually probably a touchdown.
It more than likely is.
It would have been the most Lions way to lose that game, and probably the most Bears way to win that game for how stupid everything was. But instead, the ball falls incomplete. The Lions finally win on Thanksgiving. And
first one in 9 seasons? 7 seasons.
Yeah, 7, I think. And,
ridiculous.
Now Matt Eberflus is out of a job.
Deservedly so.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with not calling the timeout there because right away, at least.
Yes.
Because you got to save it to get your field goal unit on in case if the third down play is short of the sticks. However, when your quarterback starts directing traffic at the line of scrimmage and there's about 15 seconds left, you got to call the timeout right then and there.
Yeah. They should have had that. They should have worked through this situation in the week, every week. I mean, this is something that's kind of textbook, and they go through scenarios like this.
But Cody, have you watched the Bears play over the last month? Have they done anything textbook when it comes to late game situations? I mean, from the Hail Mary against Washington to the blocked field goal or the plays leading up to the blocked field goal against Green Bay they did battle against Minnesota. I'll give them credit for that one. That might be the one thing where it wasn't totally stupid. And then this against Detroit. Yeah.
It was tough to watch.
Okay, so one more question for you. Who do you think the Bears hire, and what is the most Bears type hire that they would actually do?
I think that they hire Cliff Kingsbury.
I think they go after Lincoln Riley, personally, because he might also get forced out of Chicago. But the most Bears hire, I don't know, it'd be somebody defensively. That's true.
Brian Flores.
Actually, that wouldn't surprise me at all. Okay, now, Cody, before we dive into we'll gloss over the Giants-Cowboys game. We have a guest, again, on the Unrelated Sports Podcast.
Who is it?
Well, he's slowly working his way over here.
He's texting?
No, he's just slowly working his way over here. Say hi to the camera, Austin. There he is.
What's up, Austin?
This This is Austin, Andy's brother, for those who know. And he is here with, what is your segment, Austin?
My segment is the Lick-Tag Lawn and Snow Lock of the Week, brought to you by Lick-Tag Lawn and Snow. For all of your lawn and snow removal needs, contact Steve Lick-Tag at Lick-Tag Lawn and Snow.
Yeah, what he said. Okay, what's your lock?
Well, so going back, if we go back to 2 weeks ago, since there was no lock yesterday, or not yesterday, last week.
That's true.
My lock was Broncos minus 5.5, and if I remember right, the Broncos won by 8.
Oh, that was close though. We were sweating that out.
And here's the dumb part: I didn't bet it.
Gave your lock of the weekend. You did bet.
It was a long Saturday night. I woke up Sunday, wanted to get home, watch the Vikings game, and forgot about it.
Oh yeah,
it happens.
That's true.
Been there.
And also the bonus lock didn't hit because Indiana couldn't score.
I blame you for that.
But, right. But no, the Lick-Tag Lawn and Snow Lock of the Week is not a spread. It's not money line. It's actually a touchdown score because this person is going against one of the worst rush defenses in the entire National Football League. He's been on a hot streak. Even though he's in a split backfield, he's scored, I don't know, 3 or 4 times, or 3 or 4 of the last 5 games or something like that. It's Tampa Bay Buccaneers running back Buck Irving, anytime touchdown.
Who's Tampa play this week?
They play the Raiders.
Oh, yeah.
And the Raiders' rush defense is one of, if not the worst in the entire National Football League. So if you would like to make free money, if you are into sports betting, a.k.a. Christian Edmond / China, I would tail that. And I would love you guys to let Andy and Cody know if you do bet it and you do win, just tell them thank you.
Okay. Well, thank you, Austin.
And I have another bonus bet.
Oh, we got one more.
Oh.
We have a bonus bet. It's not NFL. It's for Saturday. It's, I hate to even say it, but it's Iowa State money line plus 105. I would almost bet my house on it.
Well, because isn't Arizona State missing like their number 1 wideout?
Yes, and Iowa State will somehow pull something out.
Or they'll lose in heartbreaking fashion. It's one of the two. That's all.
Well, yeah. So the Lick-Tag Lock of the Week is Bucky Irving, anytime touchdown score. Odds haven't come out on that yet, but when they do, bet it right away because it's guaranteed. The odds are guaranteed to go down. And then Iowa State money line. And when both of those hit, you make a fortune. Tell Cody and Eddie that I made those locks, and I told you to bet them. I would love a little portion of that.
Hey, if you use your second lock here, that means you're on a heater then. So
I already am.
We're just gonna roll with you.
I already am.
Thank you, Austin.
Yes.
Thanks, Austin.
Oh, and that bonus bet was brought to you by CUSB Bank. For all of your banking, loan, deposit needs, please contact CUSB Bank. I am not obliged to say that, but I kind of am. So please, come see me at CUSB Bank.
Yeah, he works there.
Thank you.
So, thank you, Austin.
Well, I do all my banking at Cresco Bank and Trust, so now I don't know what to do.
Oh, well, that's kind of awkward then. So, no, Cody just says he does his banking at the other place.
Well, my aunt is the president there, even though my other aunt works at CUSB. And I had another aunt that worked at Decorah Bank and Trust. So
all your aunts just taking over the banking world, basically.
It must be. Okay. It's only 3 of 6 of them.
Oh, okay. So half, about 50%.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Approximately.
Yeah, approximately.
I'm not a banker.
I'm not either, as you can tell. So, yeah. So if he starts, if his bets do hit, we're just gonna have to let it ride then.
Yeah.
We do have a bonus bet too from a listener, from one Mr. Catlin Sanders. I gotta make sure I get this right.
Oh,
yeah. His lock. It's for Thursday when Green Bay plays Detroit. It's for Josh Jacobs to record 5+ rushing yards in each quarter, which surprisingly you can get a plus 110.
Interesting.
I like that too. I'm biased, but I like that. Okay.
You definitely are biased.
Thank you, Cody. I know that. But, okay, so back to the Turkey Day games. Do we want to talk about Dallas and the Giants?
No, it wasn't a game.
Okay. So, moving on. Do you want to talk about the nightcap, by chance?
It wasn't a game either. Miami looked terrible. Tua didn't look bad.
No. I mean, like I said, there were 3 plays that changed the outcome of that game, I think. Or that at least changed the momentum of that game. The
botch punt
by Miami.
Yep.
The turnover on downs right before halftime.
Yep.
It was probably a 6-point swing, at least, I would say.
Yep.
And then the goal line stand that Green Bay had when Miami got down to, the 2-yard line? Or whatever it was.
Yep.
So, yeah. The
narratives on Miami are going to stay until they don't make them work anymore. It's just what it is.
Have you looked? Has McDaniel had any press conferences yet this week?
I'm sure he has.
Well, I was just wondering, has he taken off the hat and everything? Has he warmed up? Yeah. Sorry if that was too soon.
It doesn't bother me.
Okay.
I still love the guy. He's their coach. I love.
Do you love Love?
No.
Oh, okay. Because my quarterbacks play pretty well.
Yeah. So is mine.
It is Toyota-thon. This is when Jordan Love usually picks it up. That's what he did last year too. So it also helps that he is actually healthy. You can tell by the way he's been moving, actually when he moves outside the pocket. So, but yeah, Packers got a big showdown in Detroit this week, so we will really see how for real we are.
I don't think that that's going to be as big of a show as you think. I mean, Detroit is not healthy.
That is true.
Shockingly, I'm gonna pick the Packers in this game.
Oh, I don't like that.
Because
actually, I like that. Never mind.
Because Detroit's just they're a shell of themselves right now.
Yeah, very thin at the linebacker position. Very, very thin at the linebacker position, and they still have Jared Goff.
Dude has played pretty well, minus a couple games.
Yeah, but now the key will be, last Thanksgiving, Green Bay got to Goff early and often, pressure-wise. That's going to be the key. If they can do that again and rattle him a little bit, I think we'll be all right. And Jordan just has to – he's been close the last couple weeks, but he just needs to get just throttle down just a smidge, and then other times just let it rip, like that first touchdown that he had. Where at that ball is about 6 inches more inside, it's 6 points, but it's the other way.
Yeah. Yep. That was a needle.
So that was the Thanksgiving Day slate. We also had a Black Friday game, which is still weird to... It was a lot more competitive than last year's Black Friday game.
Yeah, it was. Last Black Friday's game was fun. Do you remember me sprinting up and down the back room?
After the pick six.
Javon Hollins.
Yep.
Yep. Oh, that was sweet.
Good times. Hey, Cody, I'm just glad we got to experience that.
What did they call that? They had a nickname for it.
Was it the... It wasn't the Fail Mary. Was it like... I can't remember what it was.
I don't remember either. That was Javon Holland, but...
So, the Chiefs win again. It's not pretty, but they win.
Yeah.
I got nothing. Bad week to be a kicker, by the way, because Daniel Carlson missed
I still don't know if that was... It seemed weird that they called that an illegal shift instead of
false start.
False start. I don't know. 9 times out of 10, that's called a false start.
Yeah.
And
I still haven't seen the play from the beginning. I haven't actually really seen a good replay of what happened, so I can't have it. I don't have a good opinion on it, unfortunately.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. But
yeah. Again, they still just find ways to win. It might not be pretty, but it's what the champs do. And we're getting about to that time where they start to kind of turn it on a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, Sunday slate. A little bit of more controversy in Jacksonville, where Trevor Lawrence got knocked out.
Yeah, he didn't look good. He kind of had the old fencing position there himself.
Yep. And who was it? Aziz El Shire? I think.
I can't tell you.
Yeah, he's the one that came in and decapitated Trevor. He didn't actually do helmet to helmet, but he did like upper toward the head and neck area, and then Trevor's head whipped against the ground, and that was all she wrote.
Night.
But then, good.
No, night to Trevor.
Night, yeah.
He wasn't doing well. I haven't heard anything how he's doing since. Hopefully he's doing well.
He walked out of the stadium with his wife.
Did he? Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
And then Jacksonville kept it close with Mac Jones. Still makes 0 sense. I don't get Houston at all. I really don't. Like CJ Stroud, like last year he was trending, up to take that next leap into being a top 5
superstar.
And now it's like it's not sharp down, but it's like this way.
Yeah. Where the number 1 pick in the same draft class is gone, he's kind of bringing it a little closer.
I know. Bryce and Carolina.
Bryce Young has been proving some doubters wrong. I think even without the wins, like he's looked good.
Yeah,
he looked very competent back there.
We'll touch on that game.
Yeah.
We'll go on that game now, or we'll touch on now. Well, then we'll jump back to the early slate. But I mean, Carolina should have won that game. I mean, Tampa had to kick a field goal late after Bryce Young found Adam Thielen for a go-ahead touchdown. Yeah, because Tampa comes down.
And then
to tie it.
Then he had that. He had that. Adam Thielen had a go-ahead or kind of a third and long. He had an insane catch.
The old man still has it a little bit.
Only for the next play, Andy to lose a fantasy football game.
Yeah, lost by 1 point because of a Chuba Hubbard fumble. But you know what? My fantasy season's done anyway, so that didn't matter at all. And it sucks because Chuba's been their workhorse the last couple of years.
Yes, he has.
And then Tampa gets the ball, drives right down the field, kicks a field goal, game over. But if I'm Carolina, I'm all right with that because it doesn't hurt your draft position at all, and it's more and more looking like, hey, you got the guy at who you thought you got out of Alabama.
Yeah, for sure.
So Bryce look good. It helps when the team actually looks semi-competent a little bit. But so let's see, Carolina or Indy won at New England.
Yeah, actually, I'll say Trent. Why do I always want to call him Trent Richardson? Anthony Richardson. He actually looked pretty competent. He threw some dots at the end. I think the go ahead touchdown was really nice.
And then the little power or QB power that they ran, or option power, whatever you want to call it, to score the go-ahead touchdown on. So that was good.
Yeah.
I think Gerard Mayo is probably going to get fired after this year in New England, though. Not a lot of good coaching there. Pittsburgh hung 44 on Cincinnati's defense.
I hate to say it, but Russell Wilson's looked really good.
Yeah, I really do hate to say it because I really thought he was washed.
I did too. He's proven me wrong. He's proven me that he deserves to be the starting guy there too.
Yep, same here.
And
Mike Tomlin, kind of good.
Yeah. The Bengals defense, kind of terrible.
Yeah, Joe Burrow, welcome to your Aaron Rodgers kind of arc, if you want to go that way, where you can throw a good amount of offensive stats, but your team is still going to suck defensively.
It's not good.
No, and here's the bad part, that they still have to pay or they want to pay either T. Higgins or Jamar Chase, so...
Who are you paying out of that? Who are you paying?
What? Probably Chase.
Yeah.
Between the two, probably Chase. I mean, I think they'd be smart if they could somehow get Higgins too, but both of them are going to want... I mean, Chase is going to want to be the highest paid wide receiver in football, and I mean, Higgins will still want good... He'll want top money. Not that top money, but he'll still want top money.
He won't want... Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that... The Bengals are just interesting just because, again, when you start having to pay guys, your offensive line suffers, your defense suffers. Again, I know this from watching the Packers. It's just what happened when you pay all that money to a few guys. Unless if you're like Kansas City and you get hit in the draft every year, it's just not going to matter. So we got that. Now the two games that burnt me in our picks. Oh, Kirk Cousins. Kirk freaking Cousins.
It's funny to me that Kirk Cousins burned you when you're one of the biggest skeptics of Kirk Cousins, and then you go and trust him.
I know. I still just thought the Chargers, short week, moving east after a physical game. I really thought, you know what, Atlanta's they had a bye week. It's going to be a get right game for them, and it was not get right.
It was a get normal game for them. They didn't look good.
No, Cousins threw 4 picks. One in the end zone was really bad. The pick 6 was really bad. That contract that they gave him before the season was really bad. Poor Michael Penix, you might be their only hope. So
yeah, his time might be coming.
Good for the Chargers. I mean, I still don't know what to make of them, but
I don't either.
For them. And then the other game, Cody. What's the other game that burned me?
Well, you picked this guy who happens to be the oldest player in the NFL.
Yeah, just had a birthday yesterday.
You liked it. You have some homerism behind him, being since he was your quarterback for 140 years.
I do, and he had his his buddy that had wide receiver.
He has 2 elite wide receivers.
I know. He missed one of them wide open for a touchdown, and that was the turning point of the game. Yeah, Jets are up 21-7 after Seattle. They tried to.
They were up 21-0 at one point, I believe.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Let's go with that.
Yeah, I forgot about that because Seattle couldn't handle a kickoff. It was weird.
And then the Seahawks rattled off. It is nice that it was Geno Smith. I do love the fact. Yeah. Like, I'm not a big Geno guy, but the fact that he won at MetLife.
Yeah.
It makes me happy.
Yeah. It did make me happy. I mean, good for Geno, but yeah, see, the Jets are just about to go up 21 points again. Rodgers has Garrett Wilson wide open after. I mean, Wilson couldn't be stopped off the line of scrimmage. I did notice that early on. Like, he was cooking the Seahawks defenders. And he's open by about 10 yards, just right at the goal line, or just a couple yards in the end zone. And Aaron overshot him. And the next play, he threw it to Leonard Williams, who doesn't play for the Jets anymore.
No.
And big man went rumbling. 92 yards, I think.
That's always fun.
I'm surprised that none of the wide receivers tracked him down. Like, did any of them actually try?
Dude, that's what I kind of want to go back and look at it, because how much are any of those players selling out for their team right now?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I didn't see any wideouts, like, who was the one that DK Metcalf, like,
oh, yep.
And he tracked down a speedy guy.
Yeah, he tracked down Buda Baker. Yeah, that yeah, the Jets are bad. They're such a bad franchise.
I think their locker room is just a mess right now, and the players don't care.
Nope. Well, again, when your quarterback was in Egypt during the offseason instead of like I think it was OTAs.
Yeah.
That
not a good look.
No, because I guess he had a Netflix crew following him around. That's why he wasn't there. Yeah, it makes total sense. So yeah, the Jets, they're bad. Why couldn't they have done this last year? Packers could have had a top 10 pick.
Everything has to come back to the Packers, Tia.
It does. You're right. So
nobody cares, Andy.
Does anybody care where Rodgers is going to be next year?
Everybody knows he's going to be a Viking. We've been saying it since he signed with the Jets.
That's true. So speaking of the Vikings, they had a comeback win against Arizona, beat them by 1.
Yeah.
I don't know how they did that because Sam Darnold didn't look good.
That ruined my fantasy or my pick'ems. Like I would have taken the lead with that one.
Yeah. By the way, it took Sam Darnold like 3.5 quarters to remember that Justin Jefferson is kind of good.
Yeah.
Give him the ball.
He's not like the best wide receiver in the NFL.
Yeah, I know. It's just like just keep force feeding your like 3 and 4 wide receivers. But also Aaron Jones had a very tough day.
Ooh, he did not look good.
No, He kind of had he's had some of these issues the last few years in Green Bay too. Where he has just a couple games where he can't hold on to the ball.
He had he had a couple balls hit him in the hands that should have been caught.
Yeah.
Not. Yeah.
No. Well, I will say on the flip side though, why can't Kyler Murray remember that Marvin Harrison Jr. was their number 1 draft pick?
I don't understand that because I watched him cook the Dolphins.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that was back when our secondary was a little healthier too.
Yeah, and it's like he maybe does that once every 5 games or something like that, and then it's like then they forget that he's on the team. And I mean, don't get me wrong, Viking secondary isn't bad, but
no. Harrison's, I think, gonna be the best wide receiver in the league at some point in his career.
Give it 4 years, and I think he will. Kind of once JJ starts on that decline, because he will hit it eventually.
Oh yeah.
Unless if he's him, as the kids say, where he's like your Jerry Rice, Randy Moss, where you can just keep it on for like 8 years.
Megatron.
Yeah. But yeah, Cardinals lose that game basically because they kicked 3-4 field goals, 5 field goals. Yep. It was bad. You're not going to win games kicking field goals unless if you're Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
Gotta beat you to the punch. Washington dismantled Tennessee.
Yep.
That's about all I got on that one. We already touched on Bucks, Panthers. Rams edged out the Saints.
I did see Taysom Hill is out for the season.
Yeah, that sucks. Especially for a guy who's had ACL issues in the past, like when he was at BYU. Let's see, and then I think just the late game, Philly wins in Baltimore, and Lamar Jackson's MVP candidacy is gone. It's done. It's dead.
Actually, Lamar's second loss to NFC quarterback.
Shout out Daniel Jones.
Shout out right now. It's just NFC East, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. Hey, you're right. So he'll be losing to Washington or Dallas in like the next 4 years. But yeah, I think the MVP race is now a 2-man race. It's between Saquon Barkley, who is on fire.
Yes. He's pretty good.
Yeah, just a little bit.
I bet the Giants kind of regret letting him go.
Yeah, instead of paying Daniel Jones all that money to stay on their team. Oh, wait, he's not on the team anymore. Oops.
Yeah.
So, Saquon is probably number 2 in the MVP race. To who, Cody?
I don't want to talk about it.
Well, we're going to have to talk about it because that also leads us to our favorite segment of the week.
All right.
So, it's to Josh Allen of the Buffalo Bills because they're kind of good.
Josh Allen is ridiculously good, and it sucks.
Yeah. He became one of the first ever people, actually in regular season fantasy football, to throw and catch a touchdown at the same time.
Yep.
So take that, Giselle. Somebody can actually do
that. I did see that. Because Giselle said that after Tom won the Super Bowl losses, was it to the Eagles?
Yes.
I think, where my husband can't throw and catch, can't throw the ball to himself or something like that. And here, a quarterback in the same division is doing that.
Yeah. Yeah, so good week for Josh Allen. I mean, he did. Gets engaged to Haley Steinfeld. Good for him.
Every other team in the AFC East lost.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Pretty good week. Yeah. And then, I mean, Buffalo just ran all over San Francisco.
In the snow.
Yeah. McCaffrey got hurt, unfortunately.
No, he's out for the 6 weeks, which season, unless
they somehow
make
go
a
on
playoff run.
Yeah. So,
but George Mason's also out?
Yeah, so they're down to their third string running back. It's not good. It's all but over in San Francisco.
Yeah. The Bills game though, I'm gonna say I hate them, but the Bills have some of the best fans in the NFL most of the time.
Yeah, most of the time. Yeah, that's where it leads us to our pest of the week.
The Decora Pest Control Pest of the Week is brought to you by Decora Pest Control, where Cass offers monthly and quarterly services for residential and commercial pest control, where he treats for earwigs, cockroaches, ants, bedbugs, bees, fleas, box elder bugs, mice, and rats. He also does termite inspections. He'll travel. Call Cass at 563-419-3251. Decora Pest Control. Tell him the boys at the Unrelated Sports Podcast sent you.
So, Bills fans, very big hearts. They're actually showing this, and I'll explain later as we go on here. But there was this young 8-year-old 49er fan who happens to live in, I think they're from Rochester, New York.
Okay.
Her name is Mia D. Camilla. I hope I'm pronouncing that name right. She has experienced a bunch of things that no 8-year-old should have to go through. She's beaten cancer twice.
Right.
Which just breaks. I'm not going to
breaks your heart.
My heart. So, her parents got tickets so they can take Mia to her first ever NFL game.
She's got a big old sign.
Yep. It says, I beat cancer. It's my first NFL game. I think it even made it on TV, if I remember right. Which is really cool. Here's the not cool part. And this leads us to our pest. So they're at the game. It says I'm assuming this is from her mom's Facebook post. They were in section 312, and some drunken idiot decided it was cool to pass her husband and the wife, and pushed our 8-year-old daughter, their 8-year-old daughter, basically down the stairs.
Yeah, they had to leave early because she was hurt.
Yeah, and they initially asked her if she wanted to come back to a game, and she said no, or go to another game, and she said no, and
that's heartbreaking.
Yeah, as somebody who, in all honesty, my first NFL Packers game experience, when this was up in Minneapolis, was not good as a 10-year-old Packers fan, or 9-year-old Packers fan. I just want to preface that, but yeah, I mean, what do you have to gain from that? From just pushing a little girl over like that?
What do you have to gain? I don't care if it's a little girl or if it's a grown man. Yeah. Like, what? Why? Yeah. You're all football fans. Like, there's some common ground there. We're all just go to the game, enjoy it, have a good time. Yeah, have a few drinks, but don't be an a-hole. Don't ruin somebody else's good time. Like,
yeah, again, especially a little girl like this who went through way too much
more than you've ever
life.
More than anybody, more than a parent and any kid needs to go through. It's just take a little bit of time off of it, like get your mind off of it, go watch some football. It's Bills game in the snow. How much more fun can it be?
Exactly. I mean, Bills fans are nuts. I mean, they're all jumping off through flaming tables. It's like, but yeah. So, and here's the thing: they haven't. I don't think social media has identified this guy yet. They will.
They will.
You know, somebody will.
And it will not be good. But like we've said, Bills fans, for the majority of them, like when Tua's had concussions, especially when he had a concussion against the Bills, they donated a lot of money to his foundation almost immediately.
Well, and here's the thing. Her GoFundMe page is still open. I think their parents set it up from when she must have had her last cancer treatment. I've heard Bills fans are already donating to that because it's still open.
Yep.
Yeah, they're such. Most of them are so nice. It's like with any fan base. It just takes a couple rotten eggs.
Yep.
But yeah,
luckily I've never really had a bad experience at a game myself, but I've heard of a lot of stories of nasty, and it's just unnecessary and uncalled for.
Yep.
Unless you're in Philly, I guess, because then it's just expected.
Yeah. But yeah, no, see, it's part of the reason why I despise most Vikings fans, just because of my first experience there. But yeah, so this guy, he'll get his. And unfortunately, all the good karma that the Bills have built up, and maybe with the Bills Mafia responding to like donating to her GoFundMe page, and might hopefully reverse some of the bad karma that might be coming their way. Because sometimes stuff like this, it doesn't end well.
It's true.
So that was a Sunday
Buffalo.
nighter. Yeah, what he said. That was a Sunday nighter. Cody, Monday night's game was
fun.
We got the full Jameis Winston experience.
Yeah, sure did. He had himself a night.
In more ways than one. He
only
threw for 497 yards.
Couldn't make 500? Puss.
Nope, four touchdowns. Well, maybe adding the interception yards, he's got over 600. So.
That is very true. He does give some of the best speeches.
Yes, he does. That's why he needs to be a starter in this league.
Yeah.
Preferably for Cleveland this year. But
the Browns are a better team with him than they are without him.
Oh, hands down. Again, they're more entertaining.
He's going to win you some games. He's going to lose you some games. It's just the Jameis Winston experience. But I don't know if he's the story of that game. Like, yes, he had a huge night. But holy cow, dude. Right now, I would say the Broncos have the CJ Stroud of last year.
Ooh, I like that. Hey, Bo Nix has proved me wrong. I'm going to fully admit that. Still not 100% sold yet, but he's
played some very, very good football.
Yeah.
I love that. I hate Aikman, and
I do too.
I love that, and Joe Buck, but I love that Aikman was kind of bashing him, and then the very next play, he throws a 93-yard touchdown pass.
And that was even one of those, oh my gosh, that should not have been completed.
No, that should have, I thought that was picked.
I thought so too.
For sure. But.
Yeah, I know Dad was
holy
when that happened.
Cow.
Yeah.
Did he turn on some jets?
Oh, I know after he caught, because was it little Jordan Humphrey, or who caught the touchdown?
No.
Oh, I have the box score up actually right now.
Was it Jordan Humphrey? I don't think it was.
No, where in the heck is it? Oh, Marvin Mims. That's who it was.
There you go.
Yeah.
Dude had some wheels.
Yeah. Yeah, that was... And I mean, it would have been good for Miami if Denver would have lost that game, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, they're a pesky bunch over there in Denver. You know that I hate Sean Payton with a passion.
It's crazy that both, Russell Wilson leaves them and
turns out better.
He turns out better. They turn out better without him. It's just there are fits for teams, and Bo Nix seems to be their fit right now.
Yep. Well, he's kind of accurate. I mean, it kind of fits like what Drew Brees, except he's more mobile than what Brees was. So.
It's true.
Yeah. So, sir, any other NFL news? We did touch on every game, so anything else you want to touch on at all? I don't think there's any other big news.
Nothing that I can think of.
Okay. Well, should we dive into what?
Yeah, let's just give an update to the picks.
I don't really want to, but
why not?
Because it's bad. It's really bad.
You know I'm out. You told me you were going to be within 3.
I did.
At this point. Are you not?
No. I don't even think I'm within... If you take 10 off, I don't think I'm within 3.
Let's see. Let's look at the standings. No, you're not.
Yeah. Is it 14?
It is 14.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It's bad.
I am 135 and 60 for 69%. Nice. Andy is 121 and 74.
Yeah.
62%.
Hey, I'm above 60 at least, so that's good.
It's a respectable completion rate in the NFL.
I'm not failing. I'm above a D minus, so that's good.
Fair.
Or D. Yeah, D minus. I'm not failing. I'm not getting an F. That's good. So, Cody, before we dive into our picks, just a reminder that our weekly pick segment is brought to you by Zip and Zoobs Detailing, who offers a cleaning service for your vehicle. Which, I don't know, you never know, you might want to get your car looking nice and shiny before the roads start getting really, really bad and collecting all that fine dust. So, give the guys a call at 563-380-9772.
Zippin' Zoobs.
Yeah. Shout out to Ray Reese. All right, Cody. You know where I'm going on Thursday night. Packers Lions.
I already told you where I'm going on that one. I'm with you. I can't
Sounds
believe
good.
that. I can't believe the betting. Like we do our picks on Yahoo,
Yep.
and it tells you the percentage of people who have picked each team, and
almost 91% of the public. Yeah, almost 91 are on the Lions,
which is crazy because the Packers are playing good ball. Yeah, that's just crazy to me.
Hey, I will say though, this is not your prototypical Thursday night game because both teams have actually had a week to rest. So it might actually be I know the Lions are beat up, but it might actually be a closer judgment of like, okay, where the two teams are actually at.
I don't like this next game. Jacksonville at Tennessee.
Will Levis is actually playing halfway decent. Give me Tennessee
for 1 week.
He actually hasn't played bad the last like 2 or 3. In all honesty,
I'm also taking the Titans, but that's mostly because not that I trust a lot in Trevor Lawrence, but I trust him more than I do
Will Levis. Yeah.
No, I trust. Yes, Will Levis, and I also trust him more than
McCorkle, Mac Jones,
the Mac attack.
Okay. Jets, Dolphins.
Give me the Dolphins.
Same.
Atlanta at Minnesota. Ooh.
Kirk Cousins' return to Minneapolis. Yeah, I think Brian Flores is probably going to throw the kitchen sink at him because he can't move. Give me the Vikes.
Yeah, also taking the Vikes.
Saints, Giants.
Ooh, I am taking the Saints.
I want to take the G-men.
Okay.
I'm just
a lot of faith.
Just because they have 3 extra days of rest.
Okay.
That's all I'm gonna. That's my only reason. There's not a lot there.
Carolina at Philadelphia.
Philly. I mean, Carolina's playing better, but Philly.
They're outmatched. Philly might be the best team in the NFC right now.
I think that's a fair assessment. I think.
I've been big on Lions, and I still am. I just think that Lions will need to get healthy a little bit.
Yeah, and unfortunately, a few of their injuries are not going to. Just the guys that are out for the year. Brownies at the Steelers.
Give me the Steelers.
Me as well. It would be really funny though if Jameis came in and just lit up Pittsburgh.
It is the exact type of game that he wins.
Yep.
Raiders at Buccaneers. Ooh.
Tampa.
The Battle of the Pirates.
Yep. Super Bowl from 2002 rematch.
Oh. Who was the quarterback for the Tampa Bay?
Brad Johnson.
Okay.
Do you know who the MVP of the Super Bowl was?
No clue.
Dexter Jackson. He had 2 picks, including a pick 6.
Interesting.
Yeah, probably one of the most random Super Bowl MVPs of all time. But give me the Bucks. I
also took the Bucks.
I really would not want to play them in the playoffs. I think they're a sneaky, dangerous team. Oh, this is an interesting one. Seattle at Arizona. When these two teams meet, especially in Arizona, it's usually never a regular game. Something weird happens.
Give me Kyler Murray and the Cards, I guess. I don't have a lot of faith in it.
I don't either. I think that's where I'm going to go too. I just really, I don't know.
It's weird.
Okay. Let's see. Do you read the next one?
Buffalo at Los Angeles Rams.
Bills.
Yeah. Bills are top 3 team in the NFL right now.
Yep. Maybe
if not
top
2.
1. Like it.
Maybe.
I mean, I know Kansas City record-wise is number 1. I still wouldn't. it's going against my nature to not put Mahomes at 1, but it's
right.
I don't know. Bears, Niners.
Give me the Bears.
I can't do it. I just can't bring myself to do it. I'm gonna go with the Niners, but I have no confidence in that game at all either. Speaking of the Chiefs, Cody.
Chargers at Chiefs.
So you're gonna pick Justin Herbert, right?
No.
Okay, neither am I. I'm picking the Chiefs as well.
Neither team seems to be playing that good of football, but
no, they're
winning.
Weird ways to win, yeah. And then Monday Nighter.
Then you have two teams that find weird ways to lose.
Yeah, the Monday Nighter, the Simpsons game that's going to be on like ESPN2 simulcast or something like that.
Oh,
that's the only reason why they didn't flex this game out. Bengals at the Cowboys.
Give me when I don't trust either team, I'm going to take the quarterback that I trust more, and that's Joe Burrow.
Same.
Give me the Bengals.
Same. I think Dallas's offense is just so bad. I mean, Cincinnati's defense is really bad too, but give me, I think Burrow and Chase can probably hang 40 on Dallas, and I don't think they can give up 45. So I think they'll win. Okay, so there's our very confident pick segment.
Oh yeah, really feeling good about it.
Yeah, there's a bunch of games.
The one thing I'm very confident is that Andy is not going to be pick or catch me this week in the picks.
Yep, you're not wrong at all. Much like I'm not going to gain ground in fantasy football at all either, because like I said, that's just done.
Bye.
Yeah. However, Cody, speaking of fantasy football, do you guys have like any punishments or anything you have in your league?
So we did, but then it's kind of fallen apart. The loser during the draft, we had a live draft, and he would wear a princess tiara, and he'd have a sash that said "Fantasy Football Loser" while the draft went on, at least. But then the loser had missed a couple, and it kind of fell apart. So we don't technically have a punishment. But
yeah, the couple that I've been in, ours is just for more bragging rights and for fun. Yeah. We don't have. I mean, it'd be cool to have one, or to have like the winner get something or like a punishment.
Yeah, there's all kinds of them. You've heard of like all kinds of punishments.
Yeah,
I couldn't be in leagues that did them because I don't do good enough at fantasy football.
And there's also just some things I could. There's no way you could pay me enough money to do.
No,
but Cody, that brings us to our top 5, which is fantasy football punishments. Which, I don't know if you've heard, I mean, what my brother said earlier, but this segment's brought to you by Lick Tag Lawn Care and Snorable. So, yeah, do you guys have any calls about, especially this time of the year, about any snow removal questions? Give the guys at Lick Tags a call at, once my phone loads, come on. Sorry, phone is being really slow today. So give the guys a call at 563-203-4238 for any of your snow removal needs.
All right, let's open it up. Okay. One of my favorite, our top 5 favorite fantasy football punishments that we've heard of. Mm-hmm. I'll start us off with number 5. One of my favorite ones I've heard of is they made the loser go in unprepared to take the SAT.
Oh my gosh. That's wow.
Yeah.
That's
like it as a grown adult, just
Oh my gosh. Okay, so my number 5, because I've just been kind of scrolling through Reddit trying to come up with some ideas that I've heard of, that I've seen. This one is the last place guy has to do the Nathan's hot dog eating contest. Not actually in the competition, but has to eat as many hot dogs as he can in 10 minutes. As somebody who loves hot dogs.
That sounds rough.
Yeah. How many do you think you could eat?
3?
Oh, okay. I could definitely kill you in that competition then.
Yeah. I'm not a big hot dog guy, especially once I get to the bun and all that too.
Yeah, but that's where you just got to dip it in water. You got to cheat a little bit how they do it, and then you go from there.
No.
Okay.
No way in hell.
Okay. What do you got at number 4?
Number 4 is, like we've always talked about getting a golf tournament for our players, and the winner has the loser caddy for him.
Oh, nice.
That's a nice little show-uppance of the guy. He can't golf, and he has to caddy for you. Like that's pretty ballsy.
Okay.
Baller.
My number 4. This one just does sound painful, but again, I don't drink it all, so I don't know exactly how this would work. But just the beer mile. So you run a lap. I think it's I don't know if you chug a beer first and then you run a lap, or you do a lap and then you chug a beer. And for every lap so basically the track that we have at the high school here, 4 laps equals a mile. So after every lap you have to chug beer. That just does not sound.
That doesn't sound good. No. Nope.
Sounds like you're going to be seeing stuff back.
Yeah. Oh, that doesn't sound good at all. All right, my number 3 is I saw where the loser had to join a U.S. Open qualifying event.
You son of a gun! That's mine too. That's my number 3 as well. Oh my gosh!
So fantastic.
Can you imagine if it's somebody who's never golfed
before
that has to do that? Like, how would you feel having to play with that guy?
Oh, especially like you're making him wear something like, if it's me, he's wearing a polo that says fantasy football loser on it or something, that is like the side effect of it is it sucks for the guy that's playing with him and slow.
Yeah.
Luckily
slow play.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be funny though.
So, yeah, that's that's my number 3 as well.
All right. Well, number 2 kind of goes along with it, but it's different. I saw one where a guy had to join a open college wrestling tournament, having never wrestled before. And his slinglet was fantasy football, and then on the back it said loser. It looked. I will say the guy, like from the short video of it I saw, he stood his ground for the first 10, 15 seconds more than I would have expected.
Okay. Yeah, I would not last that long doing that at all. That would not be good. Okay, so my number 2 is and again, this is just when I was scrolling on Reddit, just trying to look at different things, but you have to go to an open mic night at a comedy club.
That's my number 1.
That's your number 1? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd
be painful.
Yeah, because you're probably not gonna. Well, hey, what would you do though if you actually had to do that and then you became a hit?
That would be funny. There was somebody that I did hear of somebody in something similar, but I think it was a NFL or not NFL, golf open that they did a tryout and they did really well on it, unexpectedly.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
So sorry to take your number 1.
No problem.
I apologize. So my number 1, this one would suck. Getting a tattoo.
See, I've heard of that too many times. That's why that didn't go on my list. It's a lot. It would be a lot.
It is, well, especially depending on what they have to get to choose as a tattoo. And I mean, it's permanent. It's especially depending on how big you actually make it. That would suck.
Yeah, there's all kinds of them. We were talking about the group of guys that we know that have the bowling of the 300. That's a task.
Yeah. I mean, you have the simple ones too, like the Waffle House, the 24-hour Waffle House challenge and stuff, and it's like, oh my
There's all kinds of them, but they would take It would take a toll on you mentally.
Oh, yeah.
Some of them physically.
Especially if you come in last 3 straight years. The only thing, back to the golf thing though, if you did come in last 3 straight years, you probably would actually become better good at golf then. Like you start focusing on golf.
Yeah, that's true.
So there's always a silver lining in something.
You become like the Joel Damon.
Oh, shout out to Joel. He got his PGA Tour card.
He kept it.
Barely. So good for him. Everybody loves Joel. He's good.
Yeah. Yeah, he was on San Andreas Golf too, their channel.
Okay. So, well, Cody, anything else you want to touch on as we wrap up this episode?
No, nothing I got. I know that, well, Justin Tucker is going to be out of a job soon. That sucks.
Kyle Juszczyk fumbled at the goal line.
Kyle Juszczyk fumbled at the goal line.
That hurt the brand. It hurt the brand big time.
Hey, regroup. And remember, all you got to think about that is, fullbacks are people too.
Yes, they are. They do make mistakes, but they are mostly superheroes. They do just make a couple of mistakes every now and again.
Does happen.
But so, thank you everybody for listening after a brief 1-week hiatus. Make sure to like, rate, review, subscribe. Leave us comments, especially what Austin was saying, if you guys actually go in on any of his bets. And if they hit. Because then I won't have to make fun of him anymore if they do start hitting. So, yeah. So thank you everybody for listening, and we will catch you next week.
Yep. You guys have a good weekend, and peace.